Welcome everyone for the first ever episode of Crusades and Consequences brought to you by Serianox. And in this series, we're gonna be playing Crusader Kings II, and then by the end of the video, you, the viewer, will be able to choose between different options on how we should proceed with the game. Now, without further ado, let's begin. First off, the first episode is gonna be within the Byzantine Empire, playing as the Duchy of Paphlagonia. Within this first scenario, it's very interesting because the empire is in direct conflict against the Seljuk Sultanate, so it should be some very interesting gameplay going on. So let us begin. Now we have started. We are Alexis Comnenus, very young ruler who's under a regency because he's underage. So we are severely hampered by this fact. But because we are under the Comnenus family, we are one of the strongest dukes within the realm because of the large network of our family, which can grant us a lot of potential capabilities on how we can expand and where. So let us begin by giving jobs to our counselors. First off, in the steward, he can collect taxes, which increases the amount of money we get from our provinces. The province he is put to work at. He can oversee construction, which increases the speed of the building of a construction that you're doing on a province. And you can research economic tech, which, as it sounds, it increases the speed of how the technology is researched, which can take a fairly long time if it's not acted. But first and foremost, we need money, so let's put him on our capital to get money. Second of all, we have the Marshal. The Marshal can either suppress revolts, which lowers the revolt risk of one of your provinces, so it's good if you just conquer the province which it's kind of rebellious towards you, so it's not a bad idea. But since we don't have one of those, we're not doing that. You can train troops, which increases the amount of levies available for you, which is really good. It's what we're gonna do because we plan on expanding really quickly. And lastly, he can research military tech. As a steward, it gives a boost for increased research on the military field. So let's enter on the capital as well. So we now have our Chancellor. This guy, yeah, he's actually pretty good as well. As a Chancellor, he can improve diplomatic relations with a determined ruler of your choice, which you can set on the capital of the province to get the bonus. You can fabricate claims, which gives you a claim on a province, which gives a chance of getting a claim on a province you decide, which is one of the few ways you can actually expand if they are of the same religion as you, which can quite slow down your progress if you don't have it. And you can sow dissent, which, as it sounds, it lowers the relations said ruler has with its vassals. So if you want to destabilize a large enemy like Comania, which is a large pagan country, which at some point we're gonna advance it, well, it's not a bad idea to do so. But first and foremost, let's improve relations with this lord for reasons I'm gonna specify soon. Then we have the Spy Master. The Spy Master can scheme, which basically improves your chance of getting plots you set ahead. Actually, it's more factions, but whatever. You can also increase chances of discovering plots, and that's pretty much it. you can build spy network, which when set on a set province increase your chances of assassination attempts. So it's nice if that's your goal, you want to wipe someone off. And he can study technology. By study he means stealing technology from other provinces. The downside of this is that he can be discovered and he can be imprisoned or die or both. And a consecutive order, if that makes any sense. Yeah. At this point we're gonna have him studying technology on the capital of the Byzantine Empire, which is Constantinople, which by his age is a very advanced city in comparison to the shitty rest. And lastly we have the court chaplain, the religion guy. He can convert populace, so if you conquer a province which has a different religions than ours, you can send him. At some point he will gather it, or get the province to convert, or he will end up getting killed by a mob, which tends to be fairly interesting and infuriating at the same time. He can research cultural tech, which does the same thing as the other research things does, but for the cultural tech tree. And he can improve religious relations, which, as it sounds, you can study on a province which improve relations with similar people as him that are involved with the religion thing stuff. Yeah, you understand. First time we don't need neither of the first and neither the third, so we're gonna have him researching, which is a kind of good thing. Now let's look at our ruler, shall we? First and foremost, he's diligent. This character is dutiful and diligent, the fourth of the seven virtues, which gives him very nice stat boosts for everything, which is a very good trait to have overall. He's also brave, which is also pretty good, which gives him a boost for his martial skills, which increases his ability when leading an army. So, as I said, the communist family is one of the most influential of the empire at the state. His father is the Duke of Armagnac. As you can see, he rules this part, and our brother is the Duke of Antioch, which is here, and I believe our sister is the Duchess of Athens. So basically, whenever we go to war, we can call whoever is related to us by family to go to war with us, like an alliance system, but via families instead of treaties. And let's take a look at the regent. He sucks overall in stewardship, but the rest is kind of good. He has some rather crappy traits with rather than him not passing towards our child, so let's see if he doesn't get any. Like this sucks. You don't want a ruler to be a fat kid? No one does. Never. But the ambitious trait's quite good to have, so let's see how it develops. So let's start the game. So as I said, the empire starts off in a war against the Seljuk Turks, which can go either way. The downside of the war is pretty much that it drains our military power a lot. That's why it's good to be exactly this. Go with this character because you won't have a big military power due to your strength being drained after the war against the Seljuk Turks. You can boost it by having your family contribute to it, so and it ends up adding a lot. First and foremost, our goal would be to conquer Wallachia. Wallachia is pretty much this area. It's a nice area to start because most of the provinces are Orthodox, so it gives a nice boost without too much penalties. But to do that we need to wait for this guy to enter a war, because to go to war with this tribe this smaller tribe right now, we'd need to use the Holy War Casus Belli, which pretty much is a reason to go to war. And the downside of the Holy War is that the defender can call whoever it is of the same religion as them to the war, regardless if they're allied or not, which, as you can see, would be a very bad thing to happen if you go to war and these guys get called onto war, because you're gonna lose, regardless of your connections within the empire. But we can't also take too much time, because Hungary tends to go for it and Gauls also tends to go for it, which kind of sucks for us. But Hungary is now a mess, a very big mess. And someone died. Someone I don't know who it was. Interesting. Our rulers know us. The empires know us the fat. Well, makes sense. He sucks. Go on. Now let's go see how the war's going. It's actually pretty good. Oh, look! Our ruler is now patient, which means he's not only very glad to wait for things to come to him, he's also a very vengeful little bastard, as it appears by the event. So that's very interesting. This faction thing is one of the things that we will go on more deeply when we decide how to go on with the game. So let's see how our enemies are doing. This war pretty much now won, because we managed to take down the bigger part of their army, so it's only a matter of liberating these provinces and we're good. So for now we just collect money, because we're gonna need it when we go to war, because we might need to hire mercenaries to give us an advantage, to make it easier for us. Otherwise it can be very balanced and could go either way. We don't want that. We want to decimate our enemies and get rich while doing so. And crap. These guys are... Ah, never mind. Oh, shits. Huh. Never mind. Apparently my ruler just got sick, but a second later he got cured, so he's just whining like a small child would. Interesting. This doesn't look good for us, but let's roll with it. For now, get money, and then blow everything in one go. Sounds like a smart plan. And let's wait for this to collapse, and then we can move on. Oh crap. So... Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot this. Let's set our technologies the focus that we want. First off, we're gonna be expanding, so we want to expand legalism, because it increases our threshold of provinces we can have without acquiring penalties. So let's put this. This is fine, with this doesn't matter much, and because pretty much at this point we only have melee soldiers, let's research infantry melee weapons, because it's only smart to do so. Oh yeah, now you're a proudful little bastard as well, besides being a vengeful little bastard. That's amazing. This kind of sucks for us, because people sometimes don't like proudful bastards. But since we are destined for greatness in this game, it doesn't matter, it's righteous and screw whoever disagrees with us. And it's time to go, because this just broke in a million pieces, so it's time to move. Declare war, holy war for Wallachia. And it's time to roll. Let's raise our army. This is our personal army, this is our vassal's army. We have one vassal, that's this guy. He doesn't matter, but nah. Now let's call our family to come to our aid. For this most glorious effort, we can liberate the land of the heathen bastards and increase our power within the power as we do so. It's a win-win situation for all. Well, everyone that matters, that is. Now, since we have almost 200 gold coins, let's hire mercenaries to balance the tip of the war to us. These ones are pretty cheap, and since we can't really go expanding too much without going overboard and going bankrupt. Well, not really bankrupt, but we can go in the red and then bad things can happen, especially when we have mercenaries. They can, at best, they can not do anything. At medium, they can just abandon you, and at worst, they can turn you, take your land, take your title, and end the game. So, let's roll. Yes, father, yes, brother, yes. Holy shit, my brother looks like Reggie. That's amazing. Holy, I'm never gonna laugh like that again. Fuck that. Now, let us rock and roll. Now as the Allied Forces Assembly on the province of Tournai, which is a very odd name. And did we win the war? I'm not sure. Who's this guy? Let's give him a chance, shall we? Why not? We are kind people. Vengeful but kind people. Apparently this guy wants us to be hidden bastards. We're not hidden bastards, we're proud of our origin, so he's going to jail. Screw you. And since we arrested a court chaplain, we need to sign another. Thankfully the one we have is also kind of good, so we don't lose much. Let's see what this event is. This arrived today, this way. Huh. Foreigners, and we want to talk to them. Shall we talk to them? Let's see. Oh, and because of we decided to talk to them, we are now very fluently when dealing with social things, which is good, I think. Yeah, and that never can be a bad thing, unless it's coupled with other terrible things. And one thing we forgot, that I'm an idiot. Let's arrange a betrothal for a ruler, because when he gets of age, he needs a wife. And who would be appropriate for this? My initial goal, that's why I put the chancellor here, was to marry him to her. But because I forgot about it, crap. This sucks. So let's do the most reasonable thing we can do. We can get this girl. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I think. Who did I want again? Let's see who we can marry to. There's these duchess within the realm, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but they're really young. So it wouldn't be the most intelligent thing to do. Let's check out this girl. This girl is the daughter of the Duchy of Rostov, which actually would get us some nice allies within the north when we decide to expand, which might be a good thing. So let's arrange betrothal between her and our great duke. Yeah. Since he apparently agrees, we're good. Now let's take a look at how the siege is doing. Quite well, quite well. Yeah, that's right. Mm. Okay, you can become the new marshal. Sorry, dude. It's just business, just business. This one's complete, so let's move on to the next one. Let's give this guy a chance, shall we? We just made him marshal, we don't want to... Oh, it ended. And he became a misguided warrior. um, well, that's to be expected from a little bastard. Vengeful little bastard that's also proudful. Proudful people tend to overlook their failings. So let us agree to the marriage, which will add a nice prestige bonus. And now we can pick an ambition for a ruler. Well, since we're planning to expand on different ways, let's become exalted among men because we are proudful. And that's how we want to be perceived, and we want to be perceived amongst everyone else as better than them. Because it only makes sense. And those that don't will be struck down with Almighty. Yeah, we can get gold, or we can get prestige. Since we got a lot of more prestige in the gold, let's get prestige, since they help us get to our goal. Now, when this siege of the first holding ends, we're gonna go and destroy this army. And they are now dodging us. Oh! Since fighting in battle made us better warriors, who would have thought? Well, looks like our proudful little bastard isn't so bad after all. Or some hardships within combat made us simply better. Who's this guy? I have no idea. We can become a mountain expert, which gives a better mountain, focus on cavalry. Well, let's take a look at the terrain. We're gonna be expanding a lot towards plains, so I'm not sure if this is such... Although it's quite interesting of a trait. Although the majority of... yeah, let's take it. Why not? And we won the siege. So let us get rid of those bastards and name someone to lead this army. Because why not? I'm freaking out. Why is this one? I have no idea. Oh yeah, they're at war, so it conquered this. Which is kind of annoying. I hope they conquer it back. First off, let's scare them off. Get away. Oh, all of fragments. That's awesome. But yeah, let's go, kill everyone, siege everything, burn everything, let's go, destroy everything, and then let's get rich. Yay! And he has agreed to lower current authority. That's great for the things that we have planned later on. And we now have a daughter, that's amazing. Her name is Irene, which is cool. Really cool. And we can pay some gold and increase our stats. Why the hell not? We are proudful people, we like things that make us more proud of the things that we think that represent ourselves. So why not pay for this? We have still technology. I mean, we study technology. Like, we are noble people who would steal things. Like this, we're not stealing anything, we're conquering them by might, and then we'll rule lands by the right of conquest. And the righteous. And within our righteousness to destroy the infidels. Like, it only makes sense, right? Now let's destroy this army because screw them. And he has increased the opinion of those guys, which is kind of cool. Let's go, burn everything, pillage everything, let's go, let's make money because we're almost broke, we need that money. And our wife's pregnant again. Hell yeah! The little duke's getting on. Well, the wife looks good as well, so really cool. And it's almost done. Let's first and foremost scare the shit out of them, because they should not be trying. And there we go. He gives up, and we're great. Now we get a lot of pity because it's only righteous for us to liberate the land from the heathens, because it all makes sense. Also give us prestige because we're awesome, we just won a war. Who wanna like us? And let's take everything. Yay! Now we have a lot of things. And we have to create some vassals for the lower holdings within those provinces. But we're gonna keep up the main title after to keep control, because it only makes sense. And I think that's about it. We are one province ahead of our limits, but it's fine. It's just somehow debuff a small penalty, and we can call down all of military and the mercenaries before they turn on us and kill everything. Which is a good thing because we're almost going bankrupt. So that's pretty much it for this part of the video. Or this video rather. But this makes sense. Now it'll be up to you to choose which path do we take. Should we keep expanding towards the hidden lands and increasing the might of the empire to our south lands and taking what's rightfully ours? Or should I expand within the empire, join factions to lower the crown authority, and so liberating us to take lands from our neighborhoods, and participating in lots of intrigue and destroying everything on our path? So it's up to you now, and if you liked the video, if you think it was entertaining to you, please give it a like, and if you would please subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot. So we'll see you in the next part of the video, and let's keep going. And if you like those videos, depending on the feedback, I may keep doing more and give more options towards you. So